So hello! On this channel we talk about independent spirituality and folk magic for free spirits. My name is Aster. I am a Brazilian folk witch, tarot reader, and astrologer. And in today's video I have a little list of 7 things, 7 things that every witch do, or most of witches do in their practices, but I don't. And we're gonna comment a little bit on each of those things. The first thing is casting a circle. That's something that people talk a lot about in the witchcraft practices of the Northern Hemisphere. It is something very present, very common, very traditional even. But in South America, or at least in Brazil, where most of my influences come from, we don't really do that. I mean, if you're going to do a simpatia, which is how we call spells in popular practices, we don't cast a circle. We just have our intention, the ingredients, how to do it, petition, but we don't really cast a circle. Maximum we're gonna do as a protection measure before certain spells, especially if it is a baneful magic spell, is to firm the guardian angel. I have already shown how to do that on my channel. It's a very old video. I think it is called How to Have a Relationship with Your Guardian Angel, something like that. I'm gonna link it up in the cards and down in the description in case you haven't seen it already. So that's the maximum that we do as a protective measure before a spell, but casting a circle is not a thing in my culture of origin, so I don't have the habit of doing it. I have done it in the past to try it out and, you know, see how it is, but I don't really see the need. Do you see the need of casting a circle? Do you use it in your practice? Let me know in the comments. Another thing that is very common, very common, there are, I would say, dozens of videos on YouTube teaching you how to make one of these. The money ball. I do not have a money ball. I don't see the point of it, and I think it is overrated. I have a video also from the very beginning of the channel in which I say it is called money balls are overrated. I believe. I don't remember how I called it. Let me see. Let me find it here. Yes, the video is called Money Balls Are Overrated, and I'm gonna link it up in the cards and down in the description as well in case you haven't seen it. The thing that I teach in this video is also not something that I'm not doing it anymore. At the moment, I found it, you know, kind of complicated. I don't know. It didn't really resonate with me, but it is a method that works. Just didn't click with me. But the money bowl, it's much, I mean, if it feels right to you and it makes sense to you, you go ahead and do it. But it didn't make sense to me. You know, it felt much more like law of attraction kind of thing than actual magic. I think that if you want money to flow in your life, you have to let it come and let it go. Like, money has a flow, which means that it comes in and it should also, I mean, you have to spend it, not recklessly, of course, but that's how money flows in your life. You see, it comes in, you budget it, very important. You save 10% of it and then you spend it wisely, and this is how money flows, comes and goes. It's not about saving some coins in a bowl with cinnamon sticks and bay leaves. So I don't have a money bowl. I have tried it, but it didn't resonate with me. If you have a money bowl and it works for you, that's great, that's amazing, keep on doing it. But for me, I don't see the point, and I don't have it, and if it comes to money magic, that's not something that I would recommend you have, because I don't think it's that useful. I think it is overrated. Another thing that goes a little bit more into, I don't know, a philosophical aspect of things, and let's have some critical thinking for a minute, is buying books or other tools every month. I think that with the rise of witchcraft on the internet for the past years, consumerism came along with it. So buying things that are related to spirituality and witchcraft above all became very trendy, and everybody is writing a book, everybody, you know, and there are marvelous authors out there of all ages, all walks of life, all kinds of spiritual paths. And I do believe that everybody has something to share and something to teach. But because witchcraft became such a hype in the past years, there are many people just trying to get into the hype to sell products and to, you know, make some quick money. And there are many books on the market that are not good, that don't really teach you anything, written by people that don't have the knowledge or the experience to be talking about those things. Because like, nothing stops you from writing a book. Nothing stops you. There's no like literature police or something. You can just go ahead and write a book and get published, and if publishing house doesn't take you, you can self-publish. Nothing stops you. So there are many people selling witchcraft spirituality books that, in my opinion, they shouldn't be. But yeah, there's a lot of consumerism when it comes to spirituality and above all witchcraft. At the beginning, when I started learning about witchcraft and making the crossover between my culture and witchcraft in the northern hemisphere, I did buy some books. Like all of my books, they are here, you can see them, and I have some over there, but I have less than 100 books and I haven't been buying any for a long time. So when I was a little bit more into book buying, because I really wanted to research and learn more, it was around 3 years ago, and I still have books that I've bought back then that I haven't read yet. So I really don't feel the need of buying anything new. Also tarot decks. I don't have that many decks. Like on top of that shelf, I'm not sure if the camera is catching it, but I have the boxes of my tarot decks, and I don't have that many either. I have 8 tarot decks and some other oracle decks. So I'm not the person who has a collection of 50 decks or whatever. Some people, they go really crazy when it comes to deck buying and they have many decks. It's not my case. I just have a few oracle decks, Lenormand decks, tarot decks, the ones that really call to me, and I use them and I connect with them through using them frequently, and there you have it, you know. I don't think that we need many shiny things, the latest novelties on the market, to have a good, efficient practice. We don't need that. So I'm not very big on the consumerist part of the spiritual community, because it has become a thing, it has become a reality. So yeah, I'm not into it. I am much more like into get a candle and a bowl of water and work with that. You know, you can do many things with little. And my culture of origin, I mean, folk magic, it comes out of struggle, of trying to make ends meet, trying to survive, trying to live another day. And when you are in those kinds of situations, you have to improvise with what you have, and what you have around you is not much. So my ancestors, my elders, the ones that came before me, they did work wonders using just basic items such as herbs, water, and a candle, you know. So I do believe that less is more when it comes to magic. You can do a lot with a few simple ingredients if you know how to use them well. You don't need all the bells and whistles. Another thing that is very popular still is the use of sage. I have to admit that I have never bought a bundle of sage in my life. I have never burned sage in my entire life. I have used incense sticks. I have used like just burning herbs, dried herbs on a charcoal disc, or the herb itself. I just like light it on fire and make it burn. I have used palo santo, and that's something I need to, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite over here and pretend like I'm perfect. I have some palo santo in here, there's a shell here, and I have a palo santo stick in here. Palo santo is kind of practical because sometimes I just need to cleanse something real quick. And lighting a charcoal disc, I feel like I would be wasting it because it can last for hours. And just to like cleanse a candle, it feels like wasting the charcoal disc because I'm not gonna need that for several hours. And sometimes I I don't really have an herb that I can just like burn like that. Juniper is great, but right now I don't have a source of juniper near my house. I'm still looking for one. I moved, so I don't have juniper around anymore, and I'm trying to save the one that I have in a bottle over there. So I'm actually open for suggestions. Do you know anything that is like easy to use and you can burn it a little bit? It's gonna be lit on fire for a little while and then it snuffs out on its own. An incense stick also lasts a long time, so sometimes I just want to cleanse one little thing quick and I don't want something burning for hours. You see what I'm trying to say? So I don't use sage. I'm still trying to get over palo santo. Palo santo is something that people use a lot in Brazil. It is very popular, very common, and I'm trying to get over it. This is the last stick that I have here, and I'm not thinking about buying another one after that one ends. So I am trying to think about solutions, like what could I use instead? Let me know in the comments if you have suggestions. But yes, sage, I can say that I have never used and I don't plan on using it. And why am I mentioning it? Because it is like something of public knowledge. I believe that sage and palo santo became so popular in spiritual practices that they are being cultivated and over harvested, and it is actually causing damage to natural environments out there. The next thing that I've never used, and when I started seeing it, it felt kind of cringy and awkward to me, which is rhyming spells. I mean, I know that many people do that and it is kind of cute, but it felt weird to me the first times I saw that people did that. I mean, excuse me? Are you serious? We're gonna write poetry here? Why that seemed a little weird to me? Because in my culture of origin, we just say our petition as we would, talk to any other person. We just say it as it is. We don't make a ballad out of it. We don't become... What's that class that we have in... Is that a class? Is that a race? I'm not sure. A bard. Are we witches or are we bards? I mean, if you like it, of course, by all means, go ahead and rhyme your spells. But to me, it's still something kind of funny, and I don't do it because that's not how I learned to do it. And it feels unnatural to me. It makes more sense to just say things as they are, and communicate my petition as I would say it to any person in any other circumstance. So I don't do rhyming spells. And actually, I think that it adds one more layer of complexity to your spell working, because you have to sit down and think and find rhyming words and in a way that it makes sense and makes your message go across. And I don't really see the point. It doesn't seem something very practical or useful to the final goal of a spell. If you don't do it, you're not gonna be missing out on anything. Maybe your intention will be more clearer if you're not trying to make it rhyme. Just say. And last but not least, there's a little discussion, because this is something that sometimes I feel called to using, sometimes, most of the time, I don't. I just use my hands, which are wands. And I have two items here that I'm gonna show to you that I use as wands when I do feel the need of conducting energy in that way. So, I have this stick. I find this stick amazing. I find it marvelous. I find it beautiful and unique, carved by time and natural events. I really like this stick. I found it in a square near the place where I used to live before. It was just like this. I didn't do anything. I didn't change anything. It was just like this. I saw it and I picked it up, and it is perfect and I love it. And sometimes I do use it to conduct energy, but most of the time I just use my hands, I put my hands on top of things and it is good enough. But sometimes for whatever reason, I feel cold and I use this, but other times I use something else instead, which is this spoon. This is a bamboo spoon with some drawings. Sometimes I use this to grab ingredients, to measure things, to mix things, and sometimes while I have it in my hand, I also use to like cast stuff and conduct energy as I go. So those are the two things that sometimes I use as wands, but it's exception to the rule. Most of the time I just use my bare hands. How about you? Is there anything that is super popular among witches that you don't do? Let me know in the comments below. And remember that practice makes perfect. So let's get witching. Bye bye, and until the next one.